All right, my friends, welcome to episode 101 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I am the Professor Larry at Prof Plays Games on Twitter, and over there is Anthony the Dev at SummerSpeak on Twitter. And we're moving things a little bit with our second 100 episodes. We're going to focus a little more on the discussion and kind of touch on a few news items if they strike our fancy, but we really want to kind of focus on our discussions about things that really, that we're interested in from the week. So we're going to talk this week about No Man's Sky, which we are both playing quite a bit of, and Game of Thrones. But before we get into that, how are you doing, man?
Doing okay. It's weird. 101 always a special number to you?
It is just because of college.
Me, it's just growing up on Highway 101. Like, I always see 101 everywhere, and I don't know why. It's just one of those numbers that you just have nostalgia for, which is weird, but
yeah, I
grew up on that highway all my life.
Yeah.
So...
Well, we grew up in a place where it wasn't the 101, it was just 101 because there was no other highway. So
No, it's been a good weekend though. Getting prepared for the Eclipse tomorrow.
Yeah, you got your glasses, special glasses?
Yeah, got some of those. Although there's now this thought in the Seattle area that we probably won't see it. It will be cloudy.
Oh, that's
but because of the eclipse.
Oh,
because the temperature will drop because of the eclipse, and it will cause a pretty massive sea layer of clouds.
Wow.
So, if you want to watch the eclipse, don't be on the coast. Don't be around.
Well, we're even in San Diego, they said we're going to get it's going to be 56% eclipse, and it's going to start at 9 o'clock and peak at 10:20.
Yep.
I didn't think we were going to get any, so it's I guess it was just that one path is total eclipse.
No, that's total, and for the longest time. Seattle gets 92%.
Wow.
So it's going to be
dark.
Yeah, I'm basically going to be at the office myself, and probably about 10:15 or so I'll go outside and watch it get very dark for a few minutes.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's been a pretty good weekend. Relaxing, playing some games, playing No Man's Sky.
That's a surprise for me. If you told me last week that we'd be talking about me playing No Man's Sky this week, I would have said that's not true.
Yeah, so I was shocked that you picked it up, but I mean, you got a good deal on it, so.
Well, yeah, I had $10 in credit, and it was down to $23, and so it brought it down to 13. I said, well, I can probably try it out for 13, because I was listening to some podcasts after the Atlas Rises came out. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how it's great for solo players now, because it feels a lot less lonely, which was the one reason I didn't jump in. So I decided to give it a whirl.
Yeah, and look at how that's gone.
That's 10 hours into it already.
I'm shocked that
can't stop.
Picked it back up and continued to play. I was sure, I'll try this, and then just been putting time. I'm I could play a game. Let's just do more in No Man's Sky. Let's explore more. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. Beyond that, I've also... Do you know Gen Con?
I've heard of it. Reading about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going on. I've been watching a bunch of streams out of Gen Con for different card games that I play and things I'm interested in. There's a bunch of new role-playing games. Very nerdy things. So that's when I haven't been playing some games and dealing with family stuff. I've been also watching streams for out of Gen Con. 50 years. 50 years of nerdery.
This is the 50th
50th Gen Con. The first, and it's Gen Con because it started in Lake Geneva, which is where TSR started and Dungeons and Dragons started.
Right.
Started there, Geneva Convention. And then it eventually moved to Milwaukee. And many years ago moved to Indianapolis for bigger convention space, and they sold out this year. So nerdery has gained a lot of ground in 50 years.
Yeah, I've seen the things I've seen at Gen Con are all about Pokemon. People playing the Pokemon card game, and
they do a bunch of that there.
Pretty happy.
Bunch of Magic, bunch of role playing announcements, board games, stuff like that. So
right.
Yeah.
So back to No Man's Sky. So I started out on this planet. I think we all do. You start off crash landed on this planet. You don't know what's going on. You try to fix your ship, right?
So what was your first planet look like? Can you remember what?
Red. It was red. It was hot, reddish, ground, dirt, rock, reddish plants. It was just very red.
Did it have spires at all, or weird tubular rock formations?
Not really.
Okay. Because I started fresh again.
Oh, you
deleted my save, and I was like, I'm going to start fresh this time.
You did?
Yep.
You deleted it?
Yep.
Wow, that's brave.
I want to... if I'm going to experience all the updates, I want to do it fresh.
Okay.
And I'm happy I'm doing it fresh.
Good.
There's a bit more guidance now at the beginning, and the Atlas Rises supposedly adds a bunch of story, and I feel like if I'm going to do the story, I start at the beginning, and not where I was, 20, 30 hours into playing.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did, so you can answer some questions about what's different. So, when I, get the ship all together, and then there's some sort of off-planet signal or something.
You talk to this weird orb thing by your ship. I assume at the beginning that gave you the first quest. There's your ship, and there's a wrecked. It's not an orb, but it's a wrecked piece of electronics.
Yeah.
And you talk to it, and it's hey, it starts talking about the Atlas, basically.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this was not in the base game.
It is in a very simplified form. That thing was next to you, and you hit it, and it would give you the choice of how do you want to play this game? Do you want to play it focusing on Atlas or not?
Oh, okay. So
and you made that choice right there.
Made something different.
And they've made it more story driven, and where you don't make that choice until later. Now I actually hit that point where it's do you want to do this? Do you want to highlight the path of the Atlas, or do you just want to free roam? Mm-hmm. But that's later on now,
right? And
not right at the beginning. The beginning feels way more guided than it was before.
Well, I find it funny because I'm interested now because it has that guided story, and I'm not really following it. I've got these 3 planets in my little solar system, and I'm just bouncing between the 3, just exploring different places and trying to find all the animals. Yesterday I got the Sentinel alert, almost like GTA 5 or whatever. It's to 5. I got to 5. And I ended up getting backed into a cave, and this huge mech Sentinel came after me. But it's somehow gotten this, I cheesed it basically. I got some sort of loop where it was just spinning around in circles and not attacking me, so I was able to shoot it down and get out of there. I found my last animal, so I was hoping to get out alive so I would not have to do it again, because if I died I'd lose that save basically. But yeah, I'm just wandering around exploring. I found ruins yesterday, with these knowledge stones where I learned some words. And then this big monolith, I don't know if it's a monolith or not, but it basically opens up and it says that you can see something that will help you in your journey. Do you reach in and grab it, or do you step away? Have you found one of those?
Yes, I've passed that point.
Oh, okay.
So, because I'm not spending as much time on the planets as I did originally playing. At the moment, I'm kind of speed running to get my hyperdrive.
Yeah.
So I'm 4 or 5 systems past my starting system now.
And would you ever go back, or is it behind you and you're not going back?
I'm not going back.
Yeah, that's why I want to kind of finish these planets, because I don't think I'll ever go back.
Yeah, I'm not spending as much time on planets. I have created a home planet now. I found a base basically that I can inhabit, and I claimed it. It's a really cool planet. It's lush green grass, slightly cold, not too much, water, trees. It's not really aggressive. It's just really pretty.
Can you be outside without a hazmat suit on, or?
Well, you can't take it off, but it doesn't deplete fast at all on the planet. So, there's no toxicity or anything like that. So
that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, none of that stuff. So I'm just decided to start building a base, and that has a bunch of quests to it now.
Base building.
Yeah, base building has a bunch of quests of different terminals and components to build, and different aliens to go out and find and ask to come back and be at your base to man different stations. And yeah, so there's a whole bunch to do there. And once you have that set up, you can always warp back to it from space stations.
Oh, just instantly?
Yep, you can be warped back to there, and then you can warp back to the space station that you warped from.
Okay.
So yeah, my home planet is a couple systems behind where I am now, but I can warp back to it when I want to.
So that one you can go back to instantly. Yep. So wherever you build the base, that's a place where you can.
And I think you can build more bases, or you can say, I'm done with this base, I'm going to start a new base here. And you only ever have one, but you can change which one you want. So if I find a planet later that I like better.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would definitely be on the hunt for a green planet as well, because I don't like the red or the dark, gross planets.
I'm trying to think of other things that I've noticed that changed. There definitely is like more story at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you find the crashed freighter?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was not at the beginning in the base version of the game at all.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
I ditched my ship and went and took that one.
Okay.
And then I don't know where my ship is now. I transferred everything over and then flew away, and I don't remember where it's at. I guess I could have like scrapped it or something.
It's gone.
It's certainly gone. Yeah. No remorse. I feel very attached to the whole starting area. It's very weird. Like I have my hyperdrive. It's telling me to leap to the next system, but I don't want to yet. I don't know why.
It's very compelling in that way. But in some ways, your starting system, it's yours.
Yeah.
Like, no one else has been there.
Nope.
Someone eventually could, but it's all yours. You could name everything if you want to.
Yeah, I have been naming some stuff.
Have you?
Yeah, it's all Game of Thrones themed.
Nice.
Star system is Winterfell, and my planet is named after my gamer tag. And then there's one. Started naming all the characters or the creatures like Bran Stark, Jon Snow, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's so funny.
If you find Game of Thrones, that's it.
If you find the Winterfell system.
Yep, the Winterfell system. I'm sure there's someone else probably named their system Winterfell as well, or is there only one per?
I don't know how that works, honestly.
Yeah. What'd you name yours?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I haven't found something that I'm like, I really want to name this. So probably name where I have my base. I haven't uploaded that data yet.
Okay. Yeah, the other planet, the second planet I went to, I named it all after Witcher stuff. So yeah, I was trying to be a little thematic, but I didn't name everything because it just takes a lot to like type and everything. So I just uploaded most of it, but named a few things. But it's just the sense of discovery is really rad.
It is.
It is addicting as hell. It's like surprising to me. Like it's solitary, but it's still really engaging for me. And I just cannot put that game down.
It's a very zen game.
Yeah.
It's really, as you tweeted, it's very chill. A lot of people are very high when they play this game.
I can imagine there's a lot of high people. Like once I turn the sound on, because I've been playing mainly everything since kids been born. No sound, no headphones. So I turned the sound on this one just to hear the soundtrack, and it's really cool, really ambient, chill. Yeah. Just you high as hell, man.
Yeah.
Good way to experience that, I think. But it's just bouncing between the planets, and just like every time there's like something on my mini map, I want to go explore it. I'm starting to realize that they're kind of starting to repeat a bit. Like the save points where you discover like an area on the planet or whatever.
Yeah, I mean those are just around.
Just to make it so you can save more often, I guess.
Yeah.
But the thing that I find lacking is on this planet, I want to know where I've been, and I don't know a way to tell where on the planet I've been other than just looking at the landmarks.
Yeah, there really isn't.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Like, there's no mini map for like
the planet. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Which makes sense because it's procedurally generated. So.
Yeah. No, and I feel like they expect you that you're just going to move on at some point. You won't be coming back. And to fully explore a planet, you don't have to find everything, because I think it would take forever to fully explore a planet. Like, they're not small at all. Right.
Well, and there's just so much stuff popping up.
Yeah.
Just you could play this game for decades and
I think everywhere. It's insane. Like me coming from playing the base game, not playing it at all during any of its updates to this update, they've added so much stuff. There's like whole crafting tiers now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that wasn't there. Like, there were rare ores and different things like that, but you need like special mining lasers now for specific things.
Oh, that wasn't before?
No, that's totally new. The base building's all new. There's like things you like the beacon that you can craft. Not beacon, but like scanner you can craft.
Right.
To like, hey, that wasn't in the base game.
To find like the drop pod or
nope,
the base?
None of that stuff was in the base game. That wasn't there. Trying to think of other stuff that wasn't in the base game. I haven't got a mission yet, but I've seen a mission board on a space station.
Oh, yeah. Wondering where that was at. It's on the space station. Okay.
It's a space station. And I can talk to the dude. The last time I've talked to him, they didn't have missions I could accept yet. I assume I have to be farther in the story before they start popping up.
Oh, is that where they tell you there's no work for you here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So, but that's a new thing. What else is new? There's like I said, the base building. Supposedly, you can buy big like freighters yourself. Like we're talking like huge ships that you see in space.
Yeah,
and you can do some weird economy thing where you have them go between planets or systems. I don't know. Like, there's a whole like space empire part to this, like a little bit that I have seen and thought I saw in previous updates, and I don't know. It's definitely a game they haven't stopped working on at all, and I feel like this is the game that they wanted to release.
Yeah, it felt like they probably wanted to have another year to work on this. Yeah, I'm glad they stuck with it, and I feel like this is bringing in new customers, like me, for example. Like, I bought this game, I never would have bought this game, but the new, after we talked about it last week and then listening to more about it, made me think maybe it's time to try it. It's the risk reward was pretty low because it wasn't that expensive, and it's just, oh my god, I can't even explain it. It's just so fun to like leave a planet and just like I'm in space and I could go anywhere and do anything, and it's just so interesting. I don't know if it's going to get repetitive after a while. I think then I'll just start following the story,
Yeah. But I think it will get repetitive at some point, but there's more depth to it now than there was. So reaching that repetitive point will probably take longer, and it sounds like there's more interesting planets as you go along. Like, they introduced a lot more kind of exotic biomes. So you'll find planets probably that are just really strange and really cool to look at. Well,
I've been looking at the No Man's Sky Reddit, and just there's picture after picture of just weird creatures, and everyone's talking about how beautiful the grass is now.
Yeah, and
pretty funny.
Bring up this is a funny thing, like that they've been working on this for a year, just keep on pumping out updates and patches, and clearly the team at Hello Games cares and wants this to be great. And then the news drops today that the last patch for Mass Effect Andromeda is the last patch, nothing else. Right. Which goes to show one thing, that the Hello Games team making No Man's Sky is very small. We're talking under 20 people. Right. The Mass Effect Andromeda team was probably 100 plus, 200 people, maybe more. Mm-hmm. And it shows the fact that No Man's Sky, even though it was disappointing at the beginning, made more than enough money to keep these guys paid to work on this game probably for 5-6 years.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, because if I don't want to say you're essentially working for free, but I don't know how many people were buying the game in the last year, right, until now. So I guess the money they got initially kept them going.
Yeah, they're a small company. Like, their investment and their burn rate is so small in the fact that, I mean, I think it's still sold a couple million copies.
Well, I just keep thinking about the Steam, like, what's the word? You sell it back. Refund? Yeah, goddamn.
But refund, you can only refund in the first 2 hours.
That's true, and a lot of people probably played more than that.
Uh-huh. I mean, I see that with Space Tyrant. Like, we have very few refunds, but we feel like people that refund it, they refund it very quickly. Yeah. Which is like, they clearly are like, no, this isn't the game for me. But if they start playing it more, they get through the tutorial and they at least play a couple missions. And then they're already over. They're already 2 hours. Like, you have to make your decision before that point.
I got a coupon in my inventory today to buy Space Tyrant for 33% off.
You do, but you probably already have Space Tyrant.
I do. I was like, God damn it. But I'm glad that I bought it full price to support the team. But I was like, fuck.
That was a thing for people who own Slayaway Camp.
Yeah.
We decided that was a thing that the owner was like, let's reward people that are loyal to the two.
Yeah.
Blue Wizard and want to play more of our games. So
no, it was cool. It definitely would make people want to buy it. So
yeah, we've seen a spike in sales. So
oh yeah.
It's been pretty good. We've been pretty enjoying that, and bring it back around. It's kind of the whole thing with No Man's Sky. We're a very small team, so we don't have to have insane sales to keep the company going.
Right.
Like, so there's something to said about being lean and just focused, as opposed to the big AAAs out of EA and stuff, where they don't want to put any more money into it because it costs way too much money.
Yeah, and I made the same parallel that you did. It's a pretty easy one to make, but having heard that news about Mass Effect Andromeda, it's just like, to drop, like, okay, these two games are making these huge space adventures, and one is, I think they can be dedicated to it because if they don't make this game good, Hello Games, that's kind of their whole reputation, whereas EA can leave it and they have a bunch of other games. But it just shows the dedication or the perseverance, or I don't know, they want this thing to be good, and EA was kind of like, it is what it is. Like, you have storylines that don't resolve. We're not going to resolve them. Like, you can buy a graphic novel or a book to resolve those storylines.
Yeah, it's stuff like that, and it's stuff where it's like the people working on Mass Effect Andromeda, it is worth more to EA's bottom line that they work on a different game.
Yeah.
Like Battlefront 2.
Right.
They're just their salaries are worth more somewhere else. Saw that at PopCap. That is just big corporate culture.
Right.
Like, we shut down plenty of games at PopCap that were still making money, like a couple million a year, but it wasn't worth it to keep those around because those people could be on other games that were making 20 million or plus a year. Like,
so they could leverage like $100,000 a year salary to make $20 million a year as opposed to $1 million.
Yep. Return on investment. It was a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And that was what everything was tracked by. So, welcome to corporate world.
Yuck.
It is yuck. It is very yuck. I was not a fan of that part of it at all.
Right.
But that's what it is, and you can't avoid that in the bigger corporate when they have shareholders, and shareholders are going to look at this stuff and be like, why are you spending money there? That's not returning on my investment.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hello Games is private. They can do what the hell they want and don't have to answer to anybody else.
Well, and I'm glad that they did. Like, we've been critical about their communication strategy, but obviously they've been doing good work, because this is something that's like the buzz I've seen in forums and on Steam stuff too. Just like I saw like one letter where it was to Hello Games. It was like, I bought it on Steam, I refunded it, I just bought it again because I heard it was rad, and they were right. It's really rad. Yeah. So just I love those turnaround stories. Like, it just, they released it when they released it, probably because of Sony, and they took a hit to the reputation, and they just wanted to work through it. And I think they've got a lot of goodwill back, which is nice, because they just got so much shit when that was released.
Yeah. And I mean, even back a year ago when they released it, there is always a gem of a great game in there.
Yeah.
It just wasn't done. You could just tell that it was rough and it needed polishing and needed depth. And they've been listening to the community and giving people what they want. It's pretty crazy. I haven't even touched on the fact that you have ground vehicles you can build.
I haven't even figured out how to do that yet.
I don't know. I assume that has to do with me having a base. I can build like
exo vehicles, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, exo vehicles that have like mining lasers, and I don't even know. It's ridiculous. I don't know. There's so much content in this game.
So would you recommend that I just move on to the story, like hyper drive, whatever the hell?
I think at one point you just need to hyperdrive to the next place, get through, like, get introduced to some more elements that are going on in the game, because you're still in the tutorial basically.
Oh, okay. I feel like I have to like stay here till I like learn all the words for this language with the Viking.
Oh no, you'll find more words while you're out there.
Oh, okay. I won't.
There's always these temples, and those things are all around. So
okay,
you'll be learning words as you go.
Okay. I need more than interloper. I think I have 5 words now.
But 20.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I'm working my way back up, and we'll eventually get there. I was pretty far into some of the languages in my save that I deleted. But
right. I'm curious. The planets I'm on are inhabited by aliens, or they're not aliens. I'm the alien. I don't know what. Why am I getting paid to upload stuff when they should be getting paid to upload stuff since they've been there? Like, I know it's video game, basically, is probably the answer. But
I think that's stuff all you'll learn as you play the story more. You start learning what the Atlas is, and you're a traveler and things like that. Like, I think there's a pretty... I don't know what the story's actually going to be in the end, and I think it's going to be a pretty subtle story.
Yeah.
It's not going to be something that's like big twists or anything, but it's definitely going to be heady sci-fi. Like, this is thing that's going to have a lot more make you think in the end than going to be some like action-packed story.
Right.
But they're basing it off old. They want to have that. Hello Games has always said that they wanted to took a lot of inspiration from like very old classic sci-fi. So
given their trophy titles, that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. The trophy titles are great. See, the great thing, me deleting my save, I don't earn those early trophies again. So I have to build back up.
You don't earn them again?
Yeah, I already have all the early ones.
Right, so you didn't lose those.
I didn't lose them, but I'm not going to get the later ones until I build up my whatever those milestones are again.
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
So, but I did love the names of the trophies. God, I love those.
Any tips for me as a new person to this game? Like anything that I maybe don't, I guess there's that tip where like you can hit the melee plus jump and that like propels you through the atmosphere a little quicker when you're running around the planet. But anything that I am probably missing that you think I should consider?
I'm trying to think. You've already got a bigger ship, right?
Yes.
So definitely do what you need to earn credits and open up ship slots.
Okay.
So that you can have bigger inventory space as quickly as possible. It makes the game way better.
Right.
From there, I would say once you feel comfortable, jump to your next system, start exploring some more planets. And for me, this time through, I would say once you find a planet that you like visually, make a base there and start that path and start building that up, because it's going to start giving you other things to do and other options, and it clearly gives you ways to like get a new multi-tool.
Oh, yeah.
Get a new multi-tool if you can.
So I don't have my base one. I got one from an alien.
Oh, cool.
Almost immediately.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was, from what I gather, that was just like RNG luck.
No, that is luck. I still have my base one.
Oh, really? Yeah, because I got a multi-tool. The base one's like, 4 slots or something like that? The one I have now is 9.
Good. That will help.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a Class A, actually, multi-tool, which was surprising. Okay. So that one's good for now, then.
That was good. You'll have one for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
One that does like the terraforming, like I can terraform with it.
Oh, wow. God damn it.
Oh, you don't have terraforming?
No.
Oh, yeah, it's really rad.
I'm stuck with my little piddly 4-slotter. I've been trying to find a new one, just haven't found anybody.
So I got it from Alien on a Space Station. Like I went to a space station and it was the first alien I talked to. He's like, hey, I forgot what it was. He was doing something. And it's like my options were to like talk to him or to step away. And I decided to talk to him. And he was really happy. And he gave me a multi-tool.
Oh, wow.
But then I didn't know how to accept it. So I hit decline on accident or whatever. Because I thought I didn't know what I was doing. So I didn't get it. So I had to go back to my save and go back to him again and hope that it was still there. And it was.
Okay.
So then I got, but yeah, the terraforming actually saved my ass with the sentinels, because I was on level 5 and I had like the little dog sentinels and the flying sentinels and the huge like STST sentinel or whatever. So I terraformed. I was in a cave and I terraformed just a wall in front of me so nothing could get in except for like on one corner, and that's where I shot everyone through that corner so I could survive. So it was kind of fun to like to make you're making your own stories, right? You're making your own survival stories. It was really fun.
Yeah. I haven't fought Sentinels this time yet because I have my original multi-tool, and I'm not dumb enough to go fight Sentinels with my stupid mining laser.
Yeah, my problem was that I was mining too much, so I got someone's attention.
Yep.
But then when they started to attack me, I was trying to shoot it, and then I spun away, and as I spun away, I shot an animal and killed it. And then that got me to level 3 or level 2, and then I started running, and then it was level 3 because I didn't kill them quickly enough, and that just escalated from there. It was just blind ran into a cave, which saved my life. And it was really fun. But it's cool with the terraforming tool. Like as you're going across this toxic, right now it's like a acid rain planet basically. You just build a cave for yourself, and then you can just chill and then get regen your suit.
Yeah. So I would say, you've learned that caves are your friend.
Oh my god, totally.
And if you're in caves and around, you've seen like the marrow bulbs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Keep those.
Oh shit! I got a whole bunch of them. I sold them.
That's fine, but just in the future, it'd be nice. It'll probably help you if you have like 100 in storage.
Okay.
There'll be some quests that ask for those, and if you just have them, makes it much easier than having to go find them again.
Awesome. Thanks. That's the tip I'm looking for. Because I'm on a planet with a bunch of them, and I'm like, what do I do with these? I just kept selling them basically.
They make good money. That's for sure.
They do. Yeah, that's why I was trying to open up slots, so I was trying to sell everything I could. Like I'm on a planet with like emerald. Like there's just emerald everywhere. So I'm just farming emerald right now.
Good. Yeah. You're figuring it out. You're doing it.
Oh, it's fun. So fun. Yeah. Anything else about No Man's Sky?
I don't think so. I think that's it. I'm sure may have more to say later if we continue to play it. But yeah, I'm happy that the game is still being talked about, and people are playing it again.
And $13 was low. It would have been worth more. I think $30 would have been a good price.
Yeah.
So I feel like I got it at a steal at this point.
You did. You really did.
Well, and they got I used $10 in credit, so it was really $23.
Yeah.
So yeah. So our other topic for tonight of discussion is Game of Thrones Season 7. We have not talked about it yet, and it is ongoing. Right now it's episode 6, and then next week's the season finale, which is this quick 7-episode season. So what are your thoughts on this abbreviated season?
Exactly what you said. It's quick. Holy crap.
Yeah, right.
Too quick, maybe?
That's my review. Too quick.
Mostly in the way... And actually, this is the weird one that bugs me more than anything of this season, is how quickly they get from point A to point B. Or they don't show the passage of time.
Right.
Because holy crap, how did the Dothraki get from Dragonstone to Highgarden?
Right.
Like,
I don't know.
Like, if they take a boat, it's going to take months to go around.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And if they go on land, they go right through King's Landing, or very close to King's Landing. So that was a weird one.
Well, and also this last episode with Jon Snow going all over Hellengon.
Yeah, he did.
All over Westeros. And then the Night King's army has moved basically nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, I get what they're doing. Like,
of course.
It's dramatic for television, but I think if you have read the books or looked at maps and understand the maps, you're just like, how does this even work? It doesn't work at all. None of this matters.
Right. And if you're not keyed into that, it doesn't really matter for you. Like, it's just thing to thing to thing. It almost feels like instant gratification this season. Like, let's just cash in on everything. And there's not a lot of suspense happening. Like, it's not, things aren't really hanging episode to episode, or even like over a couple episodes. They get resolved pretty quickly. And it almost feels like, I don't know if HBO wants to be done with this show. I don't think they do, but maybe Dan and D&D do. They want to be done with it. It just feels like they're just rushing to get done with it, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, because so tonight's episode 6, right?
Yes.
So 6, 7. So they have, including the episode tonight, they have 8 episodes left.
Yep.
For the entire show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, so far, I was definitely a book reader first, and I kept saying the last 2 seasons, like, I'm not going to watch this season. I want to wait for the book. But, hearing that he's just not even close is like, forget it. I'm going to watch the show. And there hasn't been anything that's been too surprising. Like, everything that's happened, you can kind of figure out what was going to happen in the book.
Yeah.
Except for last week when Gilly said, or Gilly?
Oh, yeah. That was what she said. The cuff comment that you're like, whatever.
That changes everything. Like, that's something that I haven't seen anyone ever guess about on forums or anything.
Jon Snow is rightful heir to the throne.
That he's not a bastard.
Not a bastard.
The wedding was annulled, and
he has claimed the Iron Throne.
Right. Like,
he is not a bastard. He is a Targaryen, straight up.
And it's just, that seemed like such a bone to book readers that other people maybe didn't pick up on, but just, that's such a revelation, and that's something that I had no clue about, basically. Although in hindsight, you kind of should have thought about it, I guess. So that was kind of cool. But just things are coming fast and furious, I think, too quickly. Given the first 6 seasons spent a long time kind of setting things up, and it just, the payoff feels better. But it's kind of nice to get answers now. It
is. And the payoff of the dragon last week was... Yeah. Or not last week, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
That was worth it. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was really good.
Dragon. You're like, this is why dragons win wars. This is why the Targaryens won. Because it's a nuclear weapon. It is full-on nuclear weapon. And it's ridiculous. And I understand why everyone is afraid of them. So, win there.
Yeah. Well, I think they made a good, the strategy of, Tyrion kept saying, don't attack, or people are going to turn against you, burn the cities down, whatever. So they didn't burn the city. They just went and found the Lannisters in the field and burned them there.
Yeah.
Which was nice. But it was crazy because I was rooting for Dany and Tyrion and Bronn and Jaime. Like, I didn't want any of them to die.
I'm kind of ready for Jaime to die.
Really?
Yeah.
After this,
I'm getting sick and tired of him.
Oh man, okay.
His back and forth
with Cersei.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm getting sick and tired of this.
Do you think Cersei is actually pregnant?
Make a stand. Like, choose a side. Just make your stand. Like, I don't know. The pregnancy thing is very In the books he has. In the show he did and then didn't.
Well, I think he was getting close, and then she's like, "I'm pregnant."
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, I'm back in." Like, damn it, he was almost gone.
I don't know if she's pregnant.
It could go either way. She's a manipulator.
I still think that Jaime's going to kill her.
I hope so.
I think that's her whole prophecy and the whole thing. Like, she thinks it's Tyrion's going to do it, but I don't think it's Tyrion. I think Jaime will.
Yeah.
They'll do some. Honestly, I think they'll probably do some double suicide thing.
Oh, really?
Or she'll kill him at the same. Yeah. I think they're both just going to die in each other's arms, basically.
Right. That makes sense. Because you have another brother-sister pair going to start making out pretty soon anyway, so...
I do not want that at all. God, I don't want that at all. That is like the...
They're playing that up, man.
It is... You mean the aunt-nephew thing?
I thought they were brother and sister.
No.
Wait, what?
Rhaegar is Dany's brother.
Oh, that's right. Aunt. Yeah, got it.
She's Jon Snow's aunt.
Right.
Oh,
yes,
God.
The incest there.
Please, no. I don't want that. Even from a, like, the incest thing isn't really the issue. I'm just like, that is just not a pairing. I didn't want the show to go down that way.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have it. I don't want them to get together. I don't. I just don't care. Like, to me, that just falls too much into fantasy trope land.
Yeah. He always subverts that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, George R. R. Martin subverts those tropes. So that's where I'm like, please don't. I understand the eyes thing, and maybe they're doing that for television audiences, non-book readers, to like, I don't know, trick viewers in some way. Right.
And go, oh, it's going to happen. And you're like, then really just, I mean, when will Jon Snow learn his lineage?
It's got to be this season, right? Like, Bran knows.
Dany's
kind of starting to figure it out because he can touch dragons.
Yep. Mira Reed. She was going off to visit her father. Her father knows.
Yeah, we're gonna see. We have to see. Oh my God, what's his first name?
Howland Reed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna see Howland Reed.
Like, he knows. He has to know.
Yeah, he knows. Yep. That's what everyone has always thought. That's how it's going to be revealed. But now that Bran knows, I mean, I guess Howland Reed would be believed. But
yeah, I mean, there's two people that can confirm it. So
right.
And then I guess maybe at some point that thing with Gilly will come back up.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Sam will be there for the conversation, and Gilly will be, and she'll be like, Prince Rhaegar? What? I read about him, see? In this book.
Right. Because I learned how to read conveniently for this one thing.
Yeah.
No, I they're not putting it out there for no reason. It's kind of like the Chekhov's gun, I think. Like, the gun is in the first act, it's got to go off by the third act. Like, this is being laid out for a particular reason. So,
and the show has actually been very good about that. The books have been generally, even if they take forever, but the show has been very good about, like, if they show something in the first act, it goes off in the third act.
Right.
On almost everything. And it's coming to fruition really fast right now, but it's happening. I kind of feel like we need one more season.
Beyond season 8.
Yeah, I think probably at least another, like, 5 episodes if this was spaced out. So we have 8 left. If it was like 13 episodes left right now.
Right. That's
I feel
how
like
I feel
that might have had a little bit more room to work with.
Yeah, and I was explaining my disappointment with this season to my wife, just about how fast everything's going. It just kind of feels like all the things I've said tonight. And it said, like, if there were 3 seasons, like, these are the last 2. If there were the last 3, then it would, that spacing it out over that would make me feel better. Because we're spending no time with, like, the Night King or anything up there. I guess the Suicide Squad.
I guess tonight we'll find out.
Yeah, exactly. Even that is such a weird thing. Like, we're all going to go out together and do this thing. Like, some of you guys don't even know each other. Like, it's a little convenient.
Gendry.
Of everything, that's the weirdest one to me.
Oh, like, it's so strange.
He's back, and we all trust him. And I want to go swing a hammer in the frozen north. You do? Why do you want to do that? Why? What's happening?
Because he actually probably has if you want to take the Baratheon line,
Yeah, he has the best claim to the throne, probably.
I think he does now.
Well, he's a bastard, I guess. So
he is a bastard. Yeah, but I mean, he could make a claim though. I mean,
but it was just so
Cersei,
convenient. With, like,
there's no
other
Baratheon children now.
None. There never were, but
in name,
the world,
basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, that was weird. Gendry showing up. I'm fine with it in some ways. That one felt way more like fan service and like.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, and they referenced
it
that.
Honestly felt like fanfic.
Oh, and they referenced the Gendry meme about him rowing and rowing and rowing and rowing. I think my biggest fear is that Littlefinger has one up on Arya, and I hope that's not true.
I think from the end of last episode, he is just he wants to create chaos.
Oh yeah.
And he's basically just trying to set up a fracture between Arya and Sansa, which shouldn't be hard to do.
No, that would be pretty easy to do.
And I think that's all he's doing. He just wants to fracture that so that he can create chaos, so that he can gain power. That's what he does. That's what he consistently does. And eventually it's going to backfire on him.
Yeah, I want her to use that dagger on him. I want him dead this season. I don't know if that's going to work. But
I don't know if it's going to work this season, but eventually all these games will come back to him. And you can only create so much chaos before you get sucked under by it. So,
right.
And we'll see. But I think the whole thing, his whole game is just trying to keep the Starks fighting each other, basically, not trusting each other. And I mean, he did it with Jon and Sansa, and he's trying to keep Sansa and Arya kind of.
Yeah, just Bran can see everything, so.
Yeah, and he's like, well, no one talks to Bran, it seems like. But I don't think Bran really wants to talk to anybody anyway, so.
Right. Because Bran's not Bran anymore.
Nope. Man.
Yeah, which, that was a hard thing with Mirren Reed.
Yeah.
She's like, bye.
It's like, okay, bye.
Thanks, jerk. But she's going to go get her daddy, so we'll see. So yeah, I'm glad to see, this book series I've been reading for a really long time. I'm going to get resolution to a bunch of it, which I'm clearly not going to get from the books anymore. So,
and there's something about this where I feel like the books are also may feel rushed in the end.
Oh, probably.
Considering he has 2 more books, right? He said he's got. I can't see him in the book, at least all the other threads in the books, being tied up in a decent pace in 2 books.
Which is right, and that's what's slowing him down. I mean, this has been since 2011 when Dance with Dragons was published, so we're ways down the timeline now. Yeah, and I think a lot of his discussion has been about the various knots that he has to untangle that he's created. He had a third of the book done when Dance with Dragons was published, and he hasn't been able to finish 2/3. So, I mean, he doesn't owe us anything, I guess, but it does suck that we don't get to learn the answers to our questions from him. We get to learn it from the showrunners. So,
although he must have known that was a case in the issue going into it.
Well, he did. Yeah. And they, he always thought that he just sucks at deadlines. And the showrunners, they tried to slow it down. And now they're just like, all right, we're not slowing it down. We're done.
We have to finish this.
Yeah. And I think there's some sort of not animosity, but there's some issue lingering there now over that I've read about. So that kind of sucks.
It does.
But yeah. Oh well. But it's I think we're a couple of years away from the next book.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Oh God. Will I remember anything by then?
Well, I'm trying to time my reread for right before I know it's coming out, but not right before. Like if I hear it's coming out, and if they say it's coming out June 2019, then I'm going to start reading in June 2018.
Yeah.
So it's great, really good book series and really good show. I think this season's a little below the standard that I've come to expect.
I think it's standard from writing. Oh, it's weird sometimes because its pacing is weird. But then there are times when I'm like, they just put 2 characters in a room talking, and it's incredible.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
you're just like, this just
I agree.
Absolutely incredible characters that they've built over this time, and you're just like, let them talk, and it's great. I will be riveted to my screen just listening to these characters talk.
And that's my problem, and that's what I'm missing, because we've had so much of that, and you've built these characters over 6 seasons. I want to just hear them talk and talk and talk. And obviously, we don't have time to hear them talk forever and ever. But a couple more episodes would have given us a little more characterization, a little more, they're so smart when they talk. And, I don't know. That is what's disappointing because there's a lot more potential there. So, I feel like HBO didn't need to rush it, and I don't think HBO wanted to. I think it was probably the showrunners. But yeah. So they're just done. They want to move on to their Confederate.
We'll see
thing.
if that actually happens.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Well,
I give that like a only about a 40% chance of happening now.
Considering the backlash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
They might let them do a pilot that never airs, but that might be.
I have a feeling it's just the economics of it. Like people will not subscribe.
Yeah,
they will drop their subscriptions. Like people were threatened, they will boycott.
Well, I mean, they have to. HBO already has to be afraid of like what people will do once Game of Thrones is done, because you have to expect there's going to be a drop of subscriptions at that point, unless you've given them another show that they really care about.
Right. And so far, they haven't really been able to do that. I don't think.
No, not. I guess
Westworld kind of was a bit, but
it's true, and they're holding off Westworld's second season until 2018. So, so it had an extra. It's basically like almost 2 years between seasons.
Right.
So maybe that's what they're hoping. They kind of got that with Westworld, but I don't know. It's going to be. They're hard pressed to make sure that there's a balancing act now. And
they're trying to get those prequels up and off the ground.
Yeah. Those will take a while to get going, though. Even if they do, you probably wouldn't see those for at least a couple years after the show ends.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully, enjoy the show tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to watch it tomorrow and not get any spoilers at work. We'll see.
Yeah.
But thanks for talking to me tonight about.
Thank you.
Just a surprising game that I'm playing. No
I
Man's
know.
Sky. And if you haven't picked it up, man, people, not you, but other people listening, like if you can find it cheap, it's definitely worth it. I think it's worth it full price at this point. Whatever their full price is now. I think it's like $40 or something.
Yeah.
But man, it is compelling. They have a good game now for sure.
Yeah. Pick it up, explore. I mean, it's probably one of the best exploration games out there.
Yeah. Really, it feels like that. And I'm just going to try to not get bogged down like I did in the Hinterlands. I should just move on pretty soon.
Yeah, just move on whenever you're like, I think I'm done here. Move.
Yeah. Right.
Because there's billions of planets.
Right. Yeah, 18 quintillion.
You can't catalog them all. It doesn't matter. I mean, there is one milestone for cataloging planets.
Right, 7 planets.
You should do that. You should do 7 fully. That's it.
Then
be done.
That's what I'm trying to do because I have like 5 or 6 on each planet, but I need like 2 more, and I'm trying to find those 2 more before I move on.
They're probably flyers.
Okay.
And they're a pain in the ass to scan. It's best if you can shoot them down and then scan the dead body.
Okay, I'll try it.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for your time, Anthony, and thanks everyone. I'm at Prof Plays Games on Twitter. He is at Summer Speak. We hope you enjoyed the games from last episode, episode 100, and we will look forward to talking to you next week.
All right. Night, everyone.
Night, folks.